See, I'm not the only one afraid of snakes.
I never said you were.
From the Intelfluence headquarters in sunny Scottsdale, Arizona, this is the Intelfluence Influencer Spotlight. In each episode, we sit down with an influencer from our network and we discuss their background as well as their unique approach to influencer marketing. Ashley Beougher and her family love sharing new adventures and different experiences together. Traveling has strengthened their family in unbelievable ways, which you can read about on their website and blog called Traveling Graces. They are passionate about inspiring other families to step out and try something new with their children, even if it just means setting aside a Saturday to explore a nearby cave system or a national forest. Check out travelinggraces.com or follow the Beougher family on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, to name a few. So Ashley, thanks so much for speaking with us today. Can you tell us a little bit about how Traveling Graces got started?
Yeah, so back up, my husband and I got married when we were 19 and 20, right out of high school. And so at that age, any type of big trips are going to take probably years to plan for and save for. And so when we got married, we kind of said we wanted to do a Mediterranean cruise and then a trip to Tahiti. And those were our big two, like by far what we wanted to do, number one and number two. And so we did one for our 5-year anniversary and one for our 10-year anniversary. So after that, it was like, well, what next? I mean, we've like worked for and saved for these 2 trips for so long. What's next? And the answer was just kind of the rest of the world. And at that point, our kids were probably about 2 and 3, maybe 3 and 4. And we started thinking, well, not only do we want to just see the rest of the world, we also want to do it with our kids. So that's how the idea of traveling more as a family started. And then fast forwarded about a year later, my son and I went to Ireland to visit my parents, or visit with Ireland with my parents. And when I started looking, this was different than our previous trips. It wasn't a water park. It wasn't Disney World. It was going to be fun, and we were going to tailor it for a little child, but it definitely wasn't going to be one that was just totally geared towards children. And so I wanted to find some videos and some blog posts about how to experience those international companies or international countries with kids, and especially the video aspect. I just couldn't find exactly what I was looking for. I wanted something that was informative for the parents, but also showed kids in these destinations having fun, for them to kind of get a glimpse of what that would look like. And so especially the video aspect, I just didn't find what I was looking for, which on the internet is saying something. If you can't find, what you're looking for, it's pretty much, usually oversaturated. So that's kind of how the idea came about.
Well, and it sounds like you travel a lot. So how much of your year would you say is devoted to travel?
Yeah, so we're not full-time travelers yet. I know y'all previously had one that I saw that was great. That would be something that we would love to do in the future. But we take about 10 trips a year, probably 3 to 4 international ones, and then we have beautiful, parks right around us, and so we'll do long weekends as well. So kind of try to do a little bit of both while still having, jobs and schools and stuff right now.
Perfect. And then after starting the blog, what are some of the strategies that you put in place to grow your audience, to grow your traffic? Were there specific intentional strategies you used, or was it more organic, kind of like, let's see how it goes? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I started off knowing nothing about photography, nothing about videography, nothing about website design. I think I felt like starting out, I actually had a good idea, but had zero idea how to go about doing that. And so that was a minor hiccup in your plans. And so I think early on with reaching out to companies and growing the audience, I tried to, this was advice that I got early on that I think was really helpful, especially when you're brand new, don't really have a following, is to find something that you can that show value to, and then any influence that you have will just be a bonus. And at the beginning, I didn't have an influence. And so, and it, it can be photography, it can be web design, but even more than that, even simple things like I think the very first rental property that we worked with. I think we got like a 50% discount. It wasn't, a free rate, but they really wanted drone footage because they were by the beach, but not right on the beach. And so the only way you could see really how close their property was to the beach was through drone footage. And so I think that was we were able to provide that and felt really good about giving them something valuable. And then anything that we would promote on our site or on Instagram or whatever would just be a bonus.
Nice. I'm one for the beach, so I'm all about seeing where stuff is for that. And then when did you branch out into influencer marketing?
So I think that was, always the goal. I think with my site, I wanted to show our family enjoying these places to inspire families to go out and try something new with their family. But a really important aspect of it that I've done through blog posts and our Facebook page is try to make it attainable for families. Because if you just look at all of these beautiful, pictures on exotic destinations, it becomes frustrating if you don't make it attainable for them as well. So I didn't ever want to just say, oh, look how much fun our family is having. You should totally go do it too. And then if I don't show them how to do that, that's just frustrating, for families. So I think that was one of my big goals. I think that having the photos and the videos for our family was valuable. And so I saw, if I can do this for our, as a scrapbook, if I can just do this for our family and help other families make it attainable, that's a fun hobby to have. That's something I really enjoy. And then if I can grow it and, get some kind of influence in it, that's just, again, a bonus.
I love it. And you discuss showing how to make it attainable. In speaking with another influencer whose family, the entire family travels, I was hounding her, I have a small child, and I was very curious, how do you do it? I just don't have the patience. And she said, always leave something for next time, was her advice. In other words, so don't fill up the whole trip with this big elaborate plan. Just take it one step at a time. First of all, do you agree with that sentiment? And second, what are some of the ways that you show travel with a family to be more attainable?
Yes. So for example, our last trip in January was to Switzerland, and it was 10 days. And if it were just my husband and I, we would have absolutely tried to do 2-3 countries. I know that most expert travelers would say, oh, you can't do that. You have to take your time. You have to go a slow approach. You don't understand the culture if you don't do that. You're not a real traveler if you just, go from stop to stop. But we like it that way. We would always rather see more and do more in the limited time that we have, and then knowing where we want to go back and spend more time. But we just knew that with 2 kids that was kind of setting them up for failure. And so as a parent, it's a constant balance between, you want to push them, and there's sometimes that they're probably capable of more than we give them credit for. And so wanting to push their boundaries a little bit, whether it's fears or flexibility or whatever. But at the same time, you have to be careful not to set them up for failure, because then that's your fault, not theirs, And so I think that, so for our Switzerland trip, we did 4 nights at a time, and we tried to stay in one place. We were able to unpack a few. We still saw a lot of cities, and we still moved around a little bit, but we didn't do a different hotel every night like we may have if it were just my husband and I.
So you also create vlogs as well as produce content on Facebook and Instagram, and of course your blog. So what is your favorite platform to post on, and why?
So I don't know that this might be my favorite platform, but YouTube is definitely the one that I am most proud of, because it is a combination of more work than any other platform I put into, and maybe it's just because I'm not great at it yet, but our videos take me hours upon hours upon hours. I spend way more time on those than anything else we do, any blog post, any, Instagram post. They just take me a long time. And maybe this isn't everyone's experience, but for me, YouTube has also been the hardest to grow on. And so the combination of working the most on it, and not to discourage others from getting started on YouTube, but and seeing the slow, steady growth, I think that's probably what I'm most proud of. But I really enjoy Instagram too. I kind of was reluctant to dive into there at the beginning, just because I had a misconception that I was an adult and a mom and shouldn't be on Instagram. I don't know, but someone said, if you're going to do travel, like, you need to be on Instagram. And so, but I've really grown to love it. I've loved, just the authenticity of the stories, and I try to make our posts semi-professional, but then, our stories can just be ridiculous things about our travel. Our last trip to Switzerland, I came within seconds of missing our international flight because I'd made this massive rookie mistake of showing up to the airport, not in the snow boots that were waterproof, and I had bought literally slippers. And my sister-in-law had to run home and get them and come back. And so once we got on the plane, me and my daughter were talking about those hysterical, moments that I'm breathing so hard and from running across the airport. So it's just, those are kind of just the fun things that don't need to look perfect, but are just, this is what family travel really looks like if you're not a professional like me and, forget your shoes.
So obviously I'm gonna ask my question.
Cool, well, we have no more questions, so.
Shut up. Have you been to Australia, or do you have any plans to go?
So we literally want to go see it all at this point. There's nowhere that we don't want to go. And when I do pitch to companies, I'm like, especially if it's a international company that has lots of like a hotel, chains and stuff, I'm like, literally tell us where you want us to be and we'll go, because we normally don't go back to the same places. We like to do new and different things. But yes, Australia, New Zealand, the closest we've been to that is Tahiti, which I think is technically on the Australia continent, or part of that continent. So I count that as my, sixth continent I've been to. But yes, definitely want to spend more time there.
Very nice. Very nice. She talks about it every day. That's why she.
Okay, I've gone there, and I'm going back.
I don't like snakes.
Oh.
And I already got through my fear of in Costa Rica. I heard there was like 150 different species of venomous snakes, and I didn't see one the entire time we were there. So Australia's my next step.
Okay, I don't like snakes either. You will not see a snake. I've gone three. I've gone 3 times. Yes, I can. I've gone 3 times. I have not run into a snake. I'm going again.
Okay.
Like, unless you go to the zoo, you probably won't see one.
Sure. I'll hold you to it then.
Yeah.
Want to join Intellifluence as an influencer for free? It's easy. Visit Intellifluence.com, click on the influencers link, and then click on the Join for Free button to sign up. You'll get immediate access to our influencer marketplace where you can browse relevant offers from brands and apply on the spot. Earn cash quickly by referring your friends and family. You'll also be eligible to receive attractive product and service pitches from brands. There's absolutely no cost to join as an influencer, so we hope you take advantage of our service. Also, be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay up to date. That's it for now. We hope to see you soon.